Hello students, today our topic is cyber safety, and in this lecture we are going to discuss about two important concepts, cyberbullying and cyber stalking, and do some application based question answer based on cyber safety. In our last lecture we already discussed different types of malwares, and in this lecture we continue the topic. So the next topic that is related to malware is damage caused by malware. So first thing is damage or delete files. So some virus may delete or damage random documents or specific files that are very crucial to your operating system, and it may be related to the operating system also. So because of this, you are not able to start your computer system. So that is the basic disadvantage of malware. Second thing is malware slow down your computer systems. So virus can run in the background without being seen and may cause your computer to run extremely slow. So they slow down your computer systems. Third point regarding to the malware is invade your email programs. Okay. And next is compromise your data, computing habits and identity. These are caused by especially by spyware. They basically get the data according to your habits or your identity, your personal informations, and send it to another place, and another person can use it for their own purpose. So it compromises basically your data and computing habits. Next is alter PC setting. Some form of the spyware can also alter computer setting, yeah, like your web browser, your home page setting. Such type of settings will also be changed by malwares. And next is slow down your PC. Spyware and other, especially worms. Basically, worms eat your space in a computer system. So it is possible that if there are worms in a computer system, then they slow down your PC. Next is adware takes information just like a spyware. Adware is another type of malware, as we know that. So adware tracks information about your data and computing habit to produce targeted advertising, such as pop-up ads and or computer screens. So adware takes information just like the spyware, but they are not harmful to you. That is the basic difference between the spyware and the adware. And the last topic that is related to damage caused by malware is it displays arrays of annoying advertising. So when infected with the adware, you will likely see frequent pop-up ads appear out of nowhere. This may even happens every time you open your web browser. So it is also possible that you may, when you just open your web browser, there is a advertisement, and it is just because of the malware, especially because of adware. Now safety measures. What are the different safety measures that we can take regarding to the malware? First, broad categories: active protection. So first point is use antivirus and anti-spyware software. So if you want to take safety measures, then first of all just use antivirus. So what is the work of antivirus? It basically scan all your system for evidence of the virus, and it find out the virus if there is a virus in a system, and delete the virus or repair the file. Second, it disconnect any infected system immediately from your network. Third, restore the infected system from a clean backup. And fourth point, notify your antivirus vendor so it can ensure its signature database is up to date. So these are the different use of the antivirus and anti-spyware software. Second is download update regularly. To keep your antivirus or anti-spyware program updated, the best option is to set the program to automatically update it. Okay, so when needed, so you don't have to worry. and you will always be fully protected. Third is run frequent full system scan. Even though most security software programs actively scan your PC for malware, you should also perform a full system scan at least once in a month. So these are the, I think, repeated. This point is repeated 2 times. Okay, next is preventive measure. Keep your system up to date. First point regarding to preventive measure is keep your system up to date. Malwares often take advantage of security holes in the operating system and software programs, so you should always install any available updates for your operating system such as Windows and any common software you use. Second thing is use caution when downloading files on internet. Only download files from reputable website by looking for signs such as a privacy statement, full contact information of regarding to the sensitive information, typically indicated by a padlock in the lower right corner of your web browser. Okay. Second thing is disable cookies if possible. So if you are particular about the safety of personal information, then you may disable cookies on your browser. And as we know that cookies are nothing but only the text file that basically store your personal information regarding to the web browser history, your ID, your password. So if you disable cookies, then it is not possible for a web browser to store your online habits, and on the behalf of that online habits, no one can track you. So always disable cookies if possible. Our next topic is cyberbullying, and now I think all of you are familiar with the concept of cyberbullying. So what is cyberbullying? Harassing, demeaning, embarrassing, defaming, or intimidating someone using modern technologies like internet, cell phones, instant messengers, social network sites are called the cyberbullying. So cyberbullying is the use of the digital communication tools such as the internet and the cell phones to make another person feel angry, sad, or scared, usually again and again. That is the basic definition of the cyberbullying. And an example of the cyberbullying include sending hurtful text or instant messages, posting embarrassing photos or videos on social media sites, and spreading mean rumors online or with cell phones. Cyberbullying is a bullying that takes place over digital devices like cell phone, computer, and tablet. First of all, it should be very clear that cyberbullying is a bullying that takes place over digital devices, and that digital devices include cell phones, computers, and tablets. And cyberbullying can occur through SMS, text, different apps, or online in social media forums or gaming where people can view, participate in, or share content. And cyberbullying includes sending, posting, as I told you earlier, sending, posting, or sharing negative, harmful, false, or mean content about someone else. Cyberbullying includes sending, posting, or sharing negative, harmful, false, or mean content about someone else. And the last point regarding to cyberbullying is it can include sharing personal or private information about someone else, causing embarrassment or humiliation. And some cyberbullying crosses the line into unlawful or criminal behavior. All cyberbullying are not the part of the cybercrime, but some cyberbullying crosses the line into the unlawful or criminal behavior. Okay, so cyberbullying nothing but includes sharing personal or private information through digital devices about someone else, causing him or her embarrassment or humiliation. That is the basic definition of cyberbullying. And the most common place where cyberbullying occurs are, first of all, cyberbullying occurs on social media sites such as Facebook, Instagram, Snapchat, and TikTok. These are some social media sites where most of the cyberbullying cases are found. Next is text messaging and messaging apps on mobiles or tablet devices. Third point regarding the cyberbullying is instant messaging. Cyberbullying find out when we use instant messaging, direct messaging, and online chatting over the internet. It can also be found out on online forums, chat rooms, and message boards such as Reddit. Email is another platform where cyberbullying can occur, and especially in online gaming community, there is also a cyberbullying find out. Cyberbullying also find in online gaming communities also. So these are the different areas where cyberbullying occurs. Cyberbullying mostly occurs in social media sites such as Facebook, Instagram, or Snapchat or TikTok. So next topic is cyber stalking. So now we can conclude the cyberbullying. So basically, cyberbullying is nothing but only the sharing personal or private information about someone else, and making him embarrassed and which cause embarrassment or humiliation using digital device such as cell phones, computers, or tablets. And some cyberbullying crosses the line into the unlawful or criminal behavior. Not all of them. Next is cyber stalking. Cyber stalking basically is defined as the online stalking. So it involves the repeated use of the internet or other electronic means to harass, intimidate, or frighten a person or a group. Frighten a person or a group. And cyber stalking is a crime. Cyberbullying is not a crime, but cyber stalking is a crime in which the attacker harasses a victim using electronic communication such as the email, instant messaging, or message posted on a website or a discussion group. And there is a difference between the cyber stalking message and the spam. Cyber stalking messages differ from the ordinary spam in that a cyber stalker targets a specific victim with often threatening messages, while the spammer targets a multitude of recipients with simply annoying messages. So that is the basic difference between a spam message and message regarding to the cyber stalking. So that is the basic definition of a cyber stalking, and there are some few points regarding to cyber stalking. First of all, first point is a cyber stalker often does this to trouble his or victim in different manners. First of all, they collect all personal information about the victim such as the name, family background, telephone numbers of residence and workplace, daily routine of the victim, address of the residence and the place of the work, and date of birth, etc. So this type of information of victim is collected by cyber stalker. Second thing is, the stalker may post this information on any illegal website, posting as if the victim is posting this information. So that is the second case. And third case, people of all kind from any corner of the world who come across this information start calling the victims. So that is another effect of cyber stalking. And the fourth point regarding to the cyber stalking is, victim may get unsolicited emails from different different email accounts. And next point is that stalker will almost always make contact with their victims through email having friendly or threatening content. And the stalker many times use multiple names when contacting the victims. So these are some points regarding to cyber stalking. So now let us do some application based question answer. First one is, Robin wanted to gift his friend a football or a wristwatch, So he searched for many sports, searched for many sports items, and this was online. This is repeated, I think. So let us, for many sports item, and this was is online. Okay. I think question is not completed yet. So the whole question is, complete question is, Robin wanted to gift his friend a football wristwatches, so he searched for many sports item and wristwatches online. But after, okay, but after that, every time he goes online, his web browser shows him advertisement about sports items and wristwatches. So the question is, why is this happening? Second thing, how could have Robin avoided them? And third, how can Robin get rid of this now? So the main focus of this question is that when Robin goes online, his web browser shows him advertisement about different sports items and wristwatches because he searched sports item and wristwatches online to give a gift to his best friend. So now the question is, why is this happening? So we know the concept of the adware, as we know that, and we also know the concept of cookies. Cookies are the small text files where the data related to your web browser history can be stored here. And second thing is adwares. So adwares basically shows the advertisement on your screen when you just open your web browser. It may be possible that this type of advertisement may be not available on another computer. So this is happening because of third party cookies. Now the cookies are again divided into two different parts, especially first party cookies and third party cookies. First party cookies just store the information related to ID and password, and third party cookies store the information related to your online habits. So it is possible because third party cookies just store your online habits and such preferences, and now websites are posting advertisement based on the preferences because of this. So that is the concept, or that is the answer of this question. It is because of the third party cookies. As we know that third party cookies just store the information related to your online habits. So this type of data is stored in third party cookies, and so whenever you just go to the that website, particular website, so certain advertisement are there. Okay. Second question is, how could have Robin avoided them? So it is because of the third party cookies. So if somehow he is able to delete the data from third party cookies, then or somehow he is able to not store the data in a particular uh, computer system or cookies, then it is possible that every time he goes online, web browser don't shows him some advertisement. So the answer is private browsing. For that purpose, there is a term used, private browsing, especially incognito browsing. In incognito browsing, your online habits are not stored in cookies. So Robin could have avoided this by privately browsing and opening the web browser in incognito mode before searching for such things. So if he use incognito browsing, which is a type of a private browsing, then this type of information is not stored in third parties cookies, and he basically get rid of this type of problem. And third question is, how can Robin get rid of now? That is our third part. So Robin can delete all the previous history and cookies stored on his computer. That would stop website posting advertisement. Now all the information is stored in cookies, and next time may be possible that he open a web browser in incognito mode, but for that point of time, what he should do? So he basically delete his previous history and cookies stored in the computer. And when all the data that cookies or third party cookies has stored and deleted, then this type of advertisement are not shown in that particular computer systems, in that particular computer system. So that is the answer of the final part. So now let us summarize this question. First of all, question is very simple. Robin just use a go online and search for wristwatches and sports item, Fitball, and there are different types of advertisement related to sports item and wristwatches appear whenever he goes, whenever he just use a web browser. So first question is, why is this happening? Answer is, it is because of third party cookies, because third party cookies store your online habits. Second question is, how could have Robin avoided them? So if Robin want to avoid them, then he can use private browsing, especially incognito browsing. And third point is, how can Robin get rid of this now? So Robin just delete the data of the cookies, then he can easily get rid of this. This is the question number 1. Next is question number 2. Vinita was visiting her aunt's house when she got a call from her friend that she had sent her an important mail and other document with it. Vinita used a computer at a cyber cafe near the auntie's house, copied the mail and other document on her pen drive. After she used this pen drive on her computer at home, her computer started behaving strangely. It suddenly hangs or reboots itself. Sometimes it takes ages to open a file. And next, then first question is, that is repeated again, I think, wait a minute. To open a file, what could be the possible reason for this? Second question is, what is the possible reason behind it? Third, how could this avoid it or prevent it? And fourth is, how can Vinita clear her computer now? So one thing is very clear, it is related to a malware, first of all, or a computer virus. So the first question is, so if you want to summarize this question, then Vinita used a pen drive on a cyber cafe, and when she used this pen drive in a personal computer, then its personal computer affected by a virus, which is a part of the pen drive, because he directly used pen drive in her computer systems. So what could be the possible reason for this? So the possible reason for this is basically that the computer is most likely to affected with his pen drive or computer is most likely affected with a computer virus, and because of this his computer virus may slow down or even sometimes hang or reboot itself. So it is because of the computer virus. It is because of the virus that is that he take it from cyber cafe. That's why the computer behaves strangely. Next is, what is the possible reason behind it? So first answer is, Vinita's computer is most likely affected with a computer virus, which is why her computer is behaving strangely. Second thing is, what is the possible reason behind it? Since Vinita used her pen drive on a public computer at a cyber cafe, her pen drive might have got infected with a computer virus there, and when this pen drive was used at her own computer, it infected her computer too. So that's why his computer may slow down, or it may be possible that it hangs or it reboot itself due to virus. Third question is, how could this be avoided or prevented? So this could have been avoided or prevented by following two ways. There are two different ways. First of all, Vinita should have avoided using a public computer. Second thing, if you don't avoid that public computer, then she must use antivirus program, or scan a pen drive first, and then only after that use copy paste operation from pen drive to her computer system. So this could have been avoided or prevented by following two ways. First point is Vinita should have avoided using a public computer. Second point is before using a pen drive used at some other computer, Vinita must have scanned it for the virus infection and if needed cleaned it using antivirus software. So first of all scan and then clean using antivirus software. Most of the antivirus software basically do scan and clean operation at the same time. Just in the case of like in the case of Quick Heal Antivirus Total Security. And fourth question is, how can Vinita care her computer now? So now her computer virus is already infected, so Vinita should run on an antivirus software on his computer. It will clean the computer from the infected virus files. Okay, scan the whole computer and by antivirus program and antivirus program or software repair the files or delete a virus. This is a part of the computer systems now. So that is question number 2. Next is question number 3. Question number 3 says that Nivedita has recently shifted to a new city and new school. She does not know many people in her new city and school, but all of a sudden someone is posting negative, demeaning comment on her social networking profile, school sites, forum, etc. She is also getting repeated mails from unknown people. Every time she goes online, she finds someone chasing her online. What is this happening to Nivedita? Second question is, what action should she take to stop them? So Nivedita is a girl and basically shifted to a new city and new school, and she does not know many people in a city, but even after that she gets some demeaning or negative comments. So of course this is a case of cyberbullying as well as cyber stalking. So first of all, what is this happening to Nivedita? So Nivedita has become a victim of cyberbullying and cyber stalking. Next is what action should be taken to stop them? Now she is the victim of cyberbullying and cyber stalking. So she must immediately bring it to the notice of her parents first of all. After that, school authorities, and after that she must report this cybercrime to local police station with the help of her parents. So 3 steps. First of all, she must immediately bring it into the notice of her parents. Second, to her school authority, and third, she must report this cybercrime to local police station with the help of her parents. So that is a 3 phase. After she become a victim of cyberbullying and cyber stalking, because cyber stalking is a cyber crime, and most of the cyberbullying or some of the cyberbullying is also part of a cyber crime, as we just discussed in this video. So that is all about our today's lecture. I hope you are able to understand the concept regarding to cyber safety, and this is the last part related to cyber safety. So now unit 2 is completed here. All the questions and all the concept related to cyber safety we already discussed in this video and in our previous videos. So our next topic is related to MS Office, that is unit number 3, that will start from next video. So thanks for watching this video.